your gender, whether you are a boy or a girl, that is unique. Of course, we've got both here tonight. And being a boy or a girl is very different. The world has tried to put it together to be the same. You know, growing up in the 70s, they really pushed that very hard. The feminist movement was very strong during that time. And they more or less tried to make you think that if it wasn't for the cultural influences that you always gave a girl a doll and a boy a gun, that they'd just be the same. And hopefully we've escaped that, and we recognize that there is something very different between men and women. If you look at them, you can just see that God clearly made them differently. Just look at them physically and how different they are. Men are just normally larger in size than women. God made us to be that way. Also, if you look at men, the muscle makeup in men is different. I heard Adrian Rogers talking about this. He said that a man's body is 40% muscle, where a woman's body is 25% muscle. Men have thicker bones, thicker skulls on their head. Give you time to react to that. A man's bloodstream has got more volume of blood in it. He has almost twice as much blood that a woman has, and what happens with that is you have more of the capillaries, I think they're called, that make it to the surface of the skin, and so men have a warmer skin temperature. You know, when I go to bed at night, you know, Lynn is just ready to get into about every cover we have on that bed and just get in there and snuggle. And I say, I don't want to see a blanket until 3 o'clock in the morning. I am just not at all needing to get warm right now. My body is warm. And that is why women will have a more tendency to have cold feet than men. Now, God has compensated for that by giving them an extra layer of cellulite that runs through their underneath their skin. And it has a purpose. It has a purpose for warmth, but it also has a purpose for beauty. God softens a woman by that, and it enhances features of them that makes them much more attractive. That's obviously a difference. Appearance is different. Men are just, I grew up thinking, why do women like men? I do not see anything attractive about men. And yet women don't look with the same basis of attraction as men look with the visual. They look more at the strengths that God has put in to a man. The hair is obviously different. A lot of physical differences that you find. There's some psychological differences as well. Women are more emotional. You know, God designed it that way. If a man goes hunting and he shoots Bambi's mother, and the woman is saying, this is Bambi's mother, the man is going to say, oh yeah? Well, where's Bambi at? How can I get a sight on Bambi? You know, we're just kind of detached from a lot of those things. And God has done that for a reason, because we more or less have to be out in a harder world. You know, God gave us the warming things and the thicker skull and the more muscle tone, because a man was designed to go work in the field and be out in the elements. You know, God planned it that way. Our gender works into the purpose that God has for every one of us. Women are more nurturers than men are. Your gender is something you shouldn't try to escape. And escaping gender benders, is a common thing we see today. Wearing the wrong clothes. Our society has gotten so far from God that in a lot of portions of our nation, it is accepted and normal to resist your gender and to try to live outside the way God has created you.